It's we're on another version here of our Instagram live feed here, and we're gonna do a little talk about the Baja 1000. Man, we just got back from Baja 1000. Well, just a couple of days ago, right, leading into Thanksgiving, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we got Thanksgiving weekend out of the way, and you know what? Here we are, frantically getting ready for another race already.
Another race. We got Min 400 coming up here.
Got Min 400 this week, so got a couple things left to do, and we'll be heading out for that. But you know what? Let's talk about Baja, Brandon. Let's talk about Baja. It was, you know what? All in all, it was a pretty good race.
Yeah. It was an awesome race. We had a peninsula run that we haven't had in a really long time. 1,227 miles, I think it was the
1227
overall
was the
mileage.
Yeah.
So long couple of days. It's not a day anymore. It's a couple of days at that point.
Yep.
We split up driving duties. We had 3 sets of drivers, co-drivers. Kate McCachran and Haley Hine. They actually drove almost half the race. They've been pre-running and doing stuff with Rob Mack, Kate's dad, and they were pretty familiar with their section, so they did almost 600 or 633 miles.
633 miles they did.
Is where they actually got out of the car.
Yep.
After that,
well into the night.
Yeah. They were 20-something hours all said and done, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Close to that, or 19 hours in the car.
Yep.
After that, they handed the car off to Pat Stone and Miles Martin.
Yep.
They drove the middle section.
Couple hundred miles
there, and I think they had one flat tire.
Yeah,
not too many issues
there.
And then them two handed the car off to me and Craig Hine, and we took the car from 8:45 to the finish.
Yep. It looks like in the end, it looks like we came up with 9th position in our class.
Yep, 9th position.
And I believe there was 29 cars in the class. So all in all, top 10. You know, typically we've been happy with the top 10, but doggone it, it's you know, we really needed to win that score championship. We needed to finish a little bit better. And you know, congratulations to Phil Blurden and his team. You know what? They pulled it out. They did what they needed to do. They got the win, and you know, he won the championship. So congratulations to him. But you know what? We were there the whole time. We were there the whole race, and you know, this the Peninsula Run is unique in that it requires a lot of logistics and a lot of planning, and we really did have everything as well planned as we possibly could. We had a couple breakdowns, and they weren't actually major breakdowns. They weren't showstoppers by any means, but where they happened was super inconvenient, and it took a lot of time to get to the car. And you know, in the end, we had a number of hours downtime, and that was the difference between 9th and 1st, basically. So you know, I'd say a lot of things could have gone different, would have gone different, but you know what? These parts, we failed some parts, and they were in a bad place. One of them, we were almost, the truck was almost 100 miles away from the race car when it happened, and you can imagine that took every bit of 2 hours. These guys worked their asses off on this race. Yeah. Probably, undeniably, probably the best crew we've ever had in Mexico, I think.
Everyone was on point, on target with exactly what they needed to do. They all had challenges that they had to overcome and make command decisions on their own, and they did a great job. They did an awesome job making sure that everything got done, including Pat and Miles that were supposed to be in the car in the next few hours. They had to run out in the Jeep and get parts to the race car and make sure that the car could get to the finish.
They had to actually go out and make that repair on the car before they even got in the car. So they just were in that position. That's where they were, and that was the best. That was the best option at the time. So you know, like I say, everybody worked their tails off and made this race happen. So you know, everybody was safe. Our trip home was safe. That was good. Our trip down there was safe. We still got all our mirrors on all our trucks. That's good.
Some can't say the same.
There's people that can't say the same. I heard stories. But you know, let's dig into the race a little bit. I mean, you know, it was, Brandon, you saw the course. I mean, you saw the bottom half of the course, and you know, we talked to Caden about the top half of the course, and I mean, it was pretty grueling.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. I know in my section there was we had really kind of no exaggeration. It was 100 miles of straight whoops. It went from race mile 1,000 to 11:25 is where we ended up splashing the car with fuel, and there was that was 25 miles of not whoops. The last 25 miles we cross the road and the whoops went away. But you'd go and you'd make a 90-degree turn, and it would, you'd think that the whoops are going away. They'd disappear for 5-10 seconds, and then next thing you know, they're back again. But the car handled great over it. We were actually able to get on top of them, whereas the last time that we did the Peninsula Run, the same section, we weren't able to. So getting on top of the whoops, we were able to carry a really good average speed and get our top speeds up a lot in that section. So all in all,
thinking we got to thank Fox for that.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to thank Fox Shock for that.
Yeah,
So
a huge improvement, and it was awesome. Other than that, I mean, the course was not easy after that. I mean, there's a handful of smooth sections, but
I saw some pictures with some brutal silt.
Yeah.
The looks of the car when it came back, I would say there was some brutal silt for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's no doubt about that. Rocks.
Yeah, lots of
You
rocks.
guys got to go down what Phil's tractor trail or something like that.
Yep.
Is that, yeah?
That and silt. In my section, Race Mile 900 was just this nasty silt bed that wove in and out of the trees. There wasn't any way to get out of it, and it was just gnarly silt coming up over the hood, the whole 9 yards. The typical, the epic Baja shot that you get that's down there where the silt, you can't even see the car, but you know there's a car in there. That's the kind of stuff that we
through a wave
dealt
of
with.
dirt. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, silt was ruthless. Rocks were ruthless. Whoops were ruthless. It tried your car, it tried your patience, and
Fog.
And yeah, there's fog. We didn't have any fog in our section, thankfully, but
Pat Miles had some, and Kane had some.
Kane had some. And
yeah, that's typical Baja 1000. Always be prepared for a little bit of fog, and that always makes it tough. You can't get it off your lens, and it's hard to see in.
It's a bad combination.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, tires. No tires. No tire problem. No one flat.
Yeah, I think one flat, and when one of the parts broke, it went through the sidewall of a tire. Other than that, I mean, knock on wood, we had great luck with that, and everything.
Plenty of nighttime
well.
running. Looks like the light combination. Recently we went out and we shared with you guys a little trip that we took out to do a little light testing on the car, and that seemed to work out.
Yep.
And nobody complained about the lights.
I think every one of us, all sets of drivers, all had to drive in the night at some point. So everyone got their fair share of night riding. I think Caden and Haley maybe a little bit more than most, but the lights work great. So thanks to KC for that, for sure. That worked out really well.
Yeah. So and if you're not familiar with the way the Peninsula Run works, it's like, so they start the bikes and the quads, the dirt bikes and the four-wheel quads. They start those guys at like 2 o'clock in the morning on race day, and so those guys get like a 6-hour head start or something like that. So they start in the night. And then they do the ceremonial start down in Ensenada, which they couldn't have spectators again this year, unfortunately with COVID, but we're getting closer. I think we're getting closer. Yep. So in La Paz, it was actually COVID issue. It was all back to normal pretty much there, but Ensenada was still a little bit, just a little bit controlled. But so they did the ceremonial start, and then they did a time start just outside of town. So basically, I think you guys got off the line at like 11 a.m., 11:06 a.m. I think it was. And so the car goes literally for the rest of the day and into the night, and then the car goes all night long, and then it gets light again, and then you get your last drivers in the car, and you go until it gets dark again. Yep. So, you know, you kind of lose all track of time on this thing. It's call it the Baja fade, because by the time you're done, you don't really know what day it is even. So. We got to La Paz. I think we finished at, was it 6 o'clock?
It was dark for sure.
Just dark. It's not very long dark, but I think overall, I think we were just over 30 hours. I think our time was just over 30 hours. And you take that downtime that we had for those couple little repairs, and man, we were in the hunt. The car was in the hunt, so we're happy about that. And man, we can't wait to get back down there again and racing Baja. We love racing in Baja, and it's been a pretty good ride down there.
Yeah,
so
for sure. As a matter of fact, we actually were doing a little bit of research on that, and we've been racing down there for 9 years, and we have finished every mile of every Baja race that we've entered.
Yeah, so that's 4 races a year for 9 years.
Yep.
And yeah, we've yet to have a DNF in Baja, and that's mostly thanks to the platform that we race.
Yep.
You know, the Polaris RZR. Always
Right
count on
top of
that.
it, yeah.
Our drivers for not making bad mistakes, and our crew.
Yep.
You know, our crew, and of course all of our sponsors that help keep the car together. You know, we couldn't have done it without all the, you know, we use all the right parts.
Yep.
You know, or we try to use all the right parts, and so, you know, there's a whole bunch of guys out there that we can thank, and you know, starting with BF Goodrich Tires and Casey Highlights, and you know,
Box shocks.
Box Shocks. I mean, those are the key guys. That's the, you know, that's what touches the ground, and that's the suspension, and that's what, you know, keeps us lit up at night so we don't crash into stuff. And
Absolutely.
you know, all of our safety gear from PRP, you know, keeps the drivers comfortable, keeps them
Comfortable and
safe.
safe.
You know, window nets and seats and seat belts and, you know, all that safety stuff that we need. And our skid plates.
Yep, skid
Baja
plates.
is hell on skid plates.
Yeah.
And, you know, factory UTV, man, they always come through, and the car looks great at the end of the race. And,
Yep.
you know, we can't, you know, we couldn't do it without those guys for sure.
Yep.
You know, a new addition this year was, for our chase trucks was the Rome Adventure stuff.
Yep.
You know, I think we probably spent a couple $100 less on ice this year using those coolers.
No joke there.
I'm guessing, you know, trying to
I
keep
think
our
our
stuff.
coolers still have ice in them. From,
Mine did yesterday.
Yeah.
Mine did yesterday.
So that's definitely that's very impressive. Those coolers get beat up, and they take a lot of abuse, and
Yep.
they make sure that everyone has nice cold drinks at the finish
Absolutely.
line. So.
All Balls Racing, you know, those guys, a lot of good parts that we use on the car for from All Balls Racing, and you know, they got a complete line of parts, so you know, they're a go-to whenever we're putting the car together, and you know, doing all our prep work too. So, you know, High Lifter products, we use some High Lifter stuff on here too.
Yep.
You know, they're getting into the desert racing now, and you know, they're building great products. OMF wheels, what can you say?
They don't
No-
break.
Yeah, they don't break. No wheel failures.
They're
you know,
actually so popular that we had one get misplaced from a team that changed one on course for Pat Miles.
That's right.
So
That's
we,
right.
we had a team that was out there that that saw the flat tire, waved Pat Miles in the pit. They changed it for him, and somehow the wheel and tire didn't make it back in the rack. So they've got a nice little souvenir in I don't know, way down south somewhere. The guy contacted me and let me know that he has it, and it sounds like that's going to be probably probably
Ciudad de Constitucion in order to get it back. So
Yeah.
that might be next year, maybe.
maybe a little bit tough to make that happen, but
Shock
nonetheless,
therapy.
yep.
Those guys at Shock Therapy, you know, they do the rack, and they help us tune in our shocks, and you know, those guys have been super helpful. We can't thank those guys enough. They're right down the street, and you know, anytime we contact them with an issue, you know, they're right on top of it to help us out, and we really appreciate that. Justin Smith, longtime friend, you know, good stuff, man. Thank you very much for all your help. Modern Race.
Yep.
Morgan puts our transmissions together, and
Does a great job.
perfect transmission. Looks perfect. The oil came out and looked brand new.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
that's good. You know, we're good there. Got a new guy.
Yep. So 518 Designs actually helped me out with my chase truck big time. So in addition to getting ready for the 1,000, we obviously were building a chase truck in the process too. Chase truck worked great, and it looked amazing. So 518 knocked out of the park with the wrap on that. And there's definitely more to come with that. Race car, other chase trucks, other projects that we have coming in the works.
Yep, for sure.
So
Yep.
definitely glad to have them on board. Like I said, they did a great job making our stuff look nice and shiny and pretty. And
Yep, they're right here in
and,
town. Look him up. He does nice work.
yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
for sure.
So good guys there for sure.
So what else?
Polaris RZR, man, I just can't thank them enough for everything that they do and for the platform that they build for us to go out and really beat the crap out of.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing with these things. We're trying every bit of engineering they put into these things, and we're
testing it all.
We're beating them down.
We
So
are testing every bit of engineering they can throw at us. So,
they
yeah.
build a great product, and like I said, couldn't be happier with having them on board and making sure that
New announcements from Polaris.
Yeah.
Which just kind of happened just right before we left for Baja. You know, the official release, the official announcement of the Turbo R
Turbo R
and the Pro R. The Pro R is a big 2-liter 4-cylinder motor.
Yep.
All new suspension, all new chassis. I mean, lots of new stuff on that car.
total game changer for sure.
Yeah, absolute game changer. Matter of fact, one of them got down there and raced, did really well down there. The Matlock team,
Yep.
they raced, debuted their car down there, and you know what? I think they finished third. But again, long race, and you know, it's great to see the new innovation in that car. Amazing. And then The little brother to that car will be the Turbo R, looks like. All new platform for that, all new suspension, all new platform, all new chassis.
Yep.
And we are chomping at the bit to get our hands on that, and looks as though that may be our next race platform, so you could look forward to that.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have some stuff in the works, and we'll definitely get you guys up to date on that, and
keep everybody updated.
Let you guys know what direction we head, and get you some spy photos, maybe.
Yeah, maybe some spy photos. Yeah, and then you know what? I mean, that's pretty much it for Baja. Now we move on to the Mint. We're headed to the Mint here this week. That'll be the last race for the season. Then we regroup, figure out what we're doing next year. We're still trying to sort out all the details, but for sure we're going to be back in Baja for sure. We're going to be at Vegas to Reno for sure. A couple other things. You know, we're going to hit some of the biggest races out there, and you know what? We're going to try and represent our brands as well as we possibly can, and we're going to get some wins. That's what it comes down to. And hopefully we're going to do some events too. We're going to get back out on the trails.
Hopefully get out and put some of these cars to the test, and go and have some fun with them too outside of racing. So
get back out on the trails. Maybe share a couple of geo scores with you guys. I think everyone's kind of waiting for that. We haven't done one of those in a while. The weather's right now, and as we hit the trail, we'll start doing some of that stuff, and maybe show you guys some more cool spots. So maybe there'll be some more Where's Waldo stuff, or excuse me, Where's Jagged X Bill stuff.
Same.
Yeah, maybe throw out some more swag out there to our guys. So
we gotta have 518 do some red and white striped jagged shirts.
There you go.
So some Where's Waldo shirts.
Where's Waldo shirt?
There we go.
Where's Jagged X Bill? Well, guys, anybody out there got any questions? No? Nobody's watching.
We're perfect.
Okay. Well, they'll watch it later, I guess.
You answered all of them.
Answered all their questions. Yeah. Well, guys, till next time, we will see you soon.